Supervisor here at CVCC. And today we're going to talk about what to wear for interviews, job fairs, that sort of thing. And so it'll be a little bit interactive. Now I know that most of you have seen this part of the presentation before, but I'll just kind of review. This is an overview of the career resources here at CVCC and where you can find them on the web page. So if you click up there under Resources tab, then you can select Career Center, and you can research all different topics related to careers. You can do personality inventories and assessments. You can research specific careers, read about them, what you do in those jobs, the educational needs, the salaries, the skills, as well as the long-term outlook for those positions. So I just want to be sure that you know this exists. One of the big things that we started this year is the College Central Network, and this is really exciting for our students because this is a free online jobs board. And so we've got, I think, about 65 employers who are registered with me for our jobs board, and they are posting jobs every month for CVC students and alumni to view. And so this is a free service to you. It's also a free service to the employers, so there's really no negative to using it. But what it does is it has local jobs from employers who contacted me, as well as a national database, which includes jobs in Lynchburg too. So you can certainly go in there and find local jobs in many ways. It also has a really terrific resume builder. So if you haven't made your resume yet, it's got a step-by-step way to do that. You go in and it simply has little blocks and you input your information and it makes it look like a wonderful resume. So have any of y'all use the resume builder? Yeah, I know we've kind of talked about it before. But it's a really terrific resource, and it lets you choose from 4 different designs. And so it's really simple to use. You can also apply for those jobs directly through this service. So like on Monster or Indeed, once you have a resume in the system, you can have one here and you can say apply for this job, and you can apply directly. So it's pretty easy to use. So all you would need to do if you're a current student is to just click through that College Central Network logo that was on the last page, select students, and then it's got directions on how to activate your account. All current students are already automatically in the system. And so you just have to kind of read what it says, but you need your 7-digit student ID and your CVCC email address, and it will be able to recover your account and send you a password. It also sends everyone a secure link when I first upload you to the system back when you registered for classes. Once you get in there, this is what the portal looks like. And so as you can see on the top left side, it kind of has a list of all the different features. So my school's jobs, the search over 500,000 jobs, those are more of the national jobs. And like I said, there's plenty of Lynchburg jobs in there. They're just not employers who contacted me to get on the service. This program pulls from newspapers and employer websites and all different kinds of things to find those particular jobs. And then you see where it says My Resume, and that's where you can build your resume. And so you go on there, you can build and have posted 2 different resumes. So if you're looking at a couple of different career fields, I'd recommend you have a couple of different resumes, that sort of lean toward the field that you want. And then it also, what I love about this resource, and the big reason I wanted us to get it was because of all of the ways that you get information about career things. So on the right, you see Career Document Library. If you were to click on those and you wanted to read more about cover letters, well, there'll be a couple of documents there, 1-page things about cover letters. You click on resumes, there'll be a whole bunch of different ones about resumes, and you can select, what you need and get it in a pretty quick format. It also has podcasts, so if you like to listen to your information or you're in the car a lot, you can subscribe to this through iTunes, it's free, and then listen to like 3 to 5 minute informational podcasts. Yes?
What is that? What is it? You said Comcast?
Podcasts, yeah. So this is the, right over here, but basically a podcast is just like a show or a program that you can listen to. So a lot of like live radio shows, for instance, in other towns have a podcast, and then you can download it. So what they've done is they've put together these career topics that are podcasts. So you can click on that, and then you can see, and there's dozens of topics. And so I think if you subscribe to it, it'll probably just play you one after the other. And so you can hear that, but that's all free. There's also videos on here, so if you're somebody who likes to get your information that way through kind of TV format, there's videos. And I don't have control over the videos, but they have about 12 to 15 up at a time. So yeah, so if you kind of log into this system and kind of play around with it, you can't hurt it. So, just hop in there and try. But the podcast, and if you don't want to listen to them through like an iPod or iPhone or whatever, you can do it from a computer. So you can just click on that. And
I noticed it was there, but I never
Yes.
really looked into
Knew what it was, right.
Exactly, okay, now you explain.
yes, good. Well, and it's nice because if you don't have time to sit down and read something or even give it your full attention, like to watch a video, you need it kind of in the background while you're working on something else or doing some things at your home or, on a commute. Yes.
Okay, you all just have to close your ears, okay? I've been here for 48 years, but I don't know computers. So where did this page come from that you got from this book?
Okay, yeah, let me backtrack a little bit and show you. I was just doing a fast overview. Hang on. I want to spoil all the excitement here. Okay, so you're on the CVCC homepage,
Okay,
and then you click right here at collegecentral.com.
okay,
Then you will get to a page like this, and you can find your account. And if you want to come by my office, I'd be happy to help you get in there for sure. So, and I have a computer for career services for students to use right outside my office. So I'd be happy to kind of walk you through it. But I was just kind of trying to give us an overview of this before I jumped into the presentation.
all right, thank you.
Does that help? Okay.
Yeah, that helps me to at least see where
Okay,
you're going.
yes. So, but it's a great resource, and if you haven't been on there, I know Trina has been on there, right? Have you-
Yes, ma'am.
Are you liking it, or
I
have you
like
used it
it,
too
but
much
I
yet?
need to get more into it, but I'm trying to do this and do that.
Oh,
too. So
sure,
It's kind of
sure.
like one of those things you have to kind of filter into.
Right, oh yeah, it's pretty easy to use, so just, when you have time, go for it. So, but today's topic is, of course, about dress for success, what to wear for an interview. And so I like this, or job interviews are like first dates. Good impressions count, awkwardness can occur, and outcomes are unpredictable, right? So you don't really know what's going to happen on the job interview, but there are some things you can do to make yourself more prepared. And so some of the other sessions that I've had this semester, we've talked about writing a resume, writing a cover letter, interviewing skills. And so this one is more about kind of the final piece, I guess, of that sort of thing, what to wear. And so as much as we may not like to believe this, appearance does affect hiring decisions. They want to be able to see you in the role that you are interviewing for. And so it doesn't mean that you have to be beautiful, it doesn't mean that you have to be perfect, but it does mean they need to be able to see you in that role, and you want to make sure that you're dressed appropriately to show you could meet their needs and meet their expectations. And so I thought that was a nice way to kind of put it. You think about, because you want to visualize yourself, right? You go into a job, you're checking them out, you're thinking, can I see myself working here? Do I feel like I would like this setting, these folks? And they're, of course, sizing you up as well. So it's, both your skills as well as do you fit kind of their overall need. So questions to kind of go into the interview, and specifically as you're deciding what, you want to wear. What do you want them to remember about you? Do you want them to remember that you were the person in the too tight skirt with the sandals and the ponytail chewing gum? Or do you want them to remember that you were the candidate who maybe was a little nervous, but was dressed in a conservative skirt and blouse and came well prepared with some terrific questions? And so, that's what you want to, we want to kind of think about the end. What do you want them to think about you when you're done with the interview? And then you work backwards from there. How do you want them to perceive you? Again, do you want them to think that you're the man who just rolled out of bed and, pulled on some jeans and a baseball cap and is, you're going to be getting dirty on this job, so you think it doesn't matter what you wear for the interview? You know, are they gonna perceive that you're gonna show up on time, that you're gonna be dedicated to this job, or are they gonna have some questions about that? And so what you wanna do is figure out what you can do to create the best first impression. And so, you know, we can't always control that, or we can't control what they think, but you can, you know, control, you know, yourself and kind of think in advance about taking your interviews seriously. Yes.
All right, now, I'm not gonna interrupt the class like I normally do, but putting this in the real world, where we got these young people, and I'm gonna speak as a black person, because I'm always fussing with the young black boys, because they're the ones I see out here in the street, making babies, no jobs, living off of the young girls that's on welfare, and they always cannot find a job. And I was just talking to a young boy the other day, because I've been out of money all month, so I had to go to the food bank to eat, not the food bank, but the, you know, the place that you eat, right? I had to go there the other day, and I was sitting next to a young boy. I asked him, I said, do you need a job? And, yeah, I want a job, I want a job. So the first thing I told him, because see, my own family, my own children doing this, they're looking for jobs, and maybe this shouldn't be said here, but they're still smoking weed. And then they can't figure when they go to the job and take the piss test, they don't get the job. So I told them the first thing you got to make your mind up to do is that you're not going to smoke weed for a month or whatever, however long it takes you to get out of the system to not show up on the piss test. So that needs to go on the board for them to prepare themselves for the job. Get your system clean. If you really want a job, that's the first thing you gotta do. Because I don't care how you dress, how you smell, when they do that piss test, you ain't gonna get the job. And I have a young man, in fact, he's the father to my 2 bastard grandchildren, who I love. But he has been in prison, had been in prison for 10 years. Real good looking guy, smart as he can be. He can take the computer and tear it apart. And he can't get a job because of the felony. But he goes looking for a job and smoked the weed the day before or the same day. And in some cases, they will hire, because every time they have the job fair here, of course, I go collect all my goodies. But the first thing I ask them, each one of those people that be vendors, do you hire felons? Because I personally have been a felon in the past. They dropped my case. But there are so many out here who are felons that can't get a job because they're felons. But there are people that will hire felons. But you gotta have your body right when you go to this. And that's my lecture, but it don't apply to anybody.
Well, I do think, though, bottom line is when you are looking at employers, you need to understand what their policies are
That's
and
right.
whether you can or cannot live up to those. And most employers do random drug tests or drug tests as a means of applying. And people need to make decisions on what's important in their lives.
That's following the first impression.
Yes, exactly. I mean, exactly. And so, you know, unfortunately, some people take longer to kind of learn those lessons than others. But it's good that you're trying to have that influence for sure. And so, you know, yes, you know, of course, stepping back, you know, you want to think, okay, here's a job I really want. What do I need to do? And so, you know, you all wouldn't be here if you weren't really interested in career issues and career advancement, that kind of thing.
Something when I grow up.
So, yes, good.
I definitely need a job.
All right, y'all have seen me use this slide a little bit before, but I really like it because when we think about making a first impression, which is somewhat the wardrobe, it's also you, okay? Smiling is the easiest most free thing you can do, and it makes you look fantastic. So when you go into an interview, have a smile, because what it also does is it relaxes you. If you have a smile, you feel calm, you feel more confident, and you seem more approachable. And so right off the bat, you're going to make a great first impression if you walk in with a smile. Of course, a nice handshake. Warm, firm, no little lady dainty handshake, no, crush your knuckle handshake. Somewhere nice and in between. And if you're not sure what you have, then find someone who trusts you and whom you trust and shake their hand.
Practice.
Give each other some feedback. Be sure you're looking people in the eye, because that also shows your confidence, and it's easy and it's free. And so when you're interviewing with someone and they're asking you questions and you're asking questions, to try to look them in the eye. If you're interviewing with a group of people, which we talked about in one of the last sessions, there may be 6 people around the table. That's how we like to do them here, right, Tammy?
Yes.
And so you got to kind of make your way around the room to be sure that you're not leaving anybody out. But again, even if you're so nervous inside, the more you can project confidence, the better off you'll do and the better impression you'll make. These are some of those basics, of course. Personal grooming. You want to go in clean, comb hair, shave, makeup. No heavy fragrance. Yes. No tons of perfume dousing, because then people want to know, what are you covering up, right? I mean, so it's a special occasion, and I guess probably that might be a way I could put on there, is an interview is a special occasion. So what would you do for a special occasion? And you would want to try to present yourself that way. Okay, so we're going to talk about some ways to do that. So I thought this was sort of a funny little image, and I love how they look like someone cut them out with scissors. I didn't do that, but I thought that was sort of funny. This is really your most basic kind of conservative attire. Of course, the dark suit, jacket or pants, or jacket and a skirt. For the guys, a nice crisp shirt, a tie, not a tie that's really short. I like how it said this, a tie that reaches mid-belt. So if your tie is stopping about mid-stomach, redo it. It's a little too short, Shoes that are in decent condition. I don't know how important it is that they truly match your belt, but, make sure they don't look covered in mud and dirt.
Don't wear tennis shoes.
No, so
I hate to see this.
Right.
Tennis shoes.
And of course, no big white socks sticking out, right? All this trouble to make yourself look like this fella from the cutout, and you got your glowing socks. And you could carry a portfolio or a bag, and to be honest, I think you could even carry a manila folder just with your stuff, but not a wad of papers, right? Not a whole bunch of stuff you pull out of your pockets to look at. For women, you don't have to wear a jacket, but to look neat, sweater and a skirt, sweater and pants, blouse and pants. Somewhat, it kind of depends on what job, you're going for. Closed-toe shoes, okay? Sandals, even if you're going to be wearing sandals every day at that job, don't wear them on the interview. And at least, again, this is your special occasion, pull out those hooks. You may never wear them in real life. You may never wear them on the job. Get you a pair and wear them on the interview. Because again, then it's nothing anyone can hold against you, right? No one can say, hey, she seemed so professional until I looked at her toenails, and whew, you don't want anyone making a judgment of your toenails, right? Again, no heavy perfumes. I think that's really a turnoff, and again, it gives people kind of a question. And just not anything overwhelming for people. So you just want to be you want the focus to be on you as a person, not on you and some unusual things you are wearing. Does that make sense?
To have that, so you can make a copy of. I would love to have that.
Sure. Yeah, I could probably give you my copy of this.
Is it always considered the darker colors? I know that's what we always remember too, but is it too profound to incorporate some color?
No, I think that's fine. Yes. So what we're going to do next, we're going to do a little activity. And so in my mind, I envision bringing in a store and having a fashion show or whatever, but I've got to figure out how I can get more than 4 people to come, to something. So as we have ideas, but you all, let's see, I want you all to, you can kind of pick a catalog, let's see. And you can see pretty clearly where I get my catalogs from. Let's see, I've got some man ones here. And so what I want you to do is kind of look through these, and I've got more. Let's see, I don't think you got one of those. There's another man one, and find, mark what you think would be an outfit or pieces of a good outfit for an interview. But what I want you to do is I want you to think about it in the context of a job you would consider applying for. Okay, so if you think, hey, I really want to be this, so I think I'd wear something along these lines, and what you would come up with, and then we'll kind of do a little show and tell. And if you ever get on the Land's End mailing list, you'll get these like twice a week. And see, if that's your impression, that's probably not the best thing to wear on the interview, right? Wow, I didn't know they had pants in that color. Right, teal green.
Kangaroo was green, that's the first thing popped in my mind. I showed my age.
I'm familiar with it.
White Oxford shirts. I don't have no suits, do you?
Yeah, and I got some blazers, I think. And these aren't necessarily comprehensive catalogs, of course, and probably leaning toward the casual.
Except I would really like to have this books. I mean, Sarah, for my design pants I'm putting on, I see a page, couple pages I like to have.
Okay.
Lovely. This is,
Yes, you can have that catalog.
okay. Thank you.
Sure.
I got to get my notebook together and try to find it out here. As soon as I lose my 150 pounds, maybe I can figure out better which one of these things I can wear. This is sharp. But
Well, and you don't have to necessarily know you could wear it. That's a good point. Like, you may look and say, this would be the right kind of thing, for what kind of I would.
all right, thank you.
Does that help? Okay.
Thank you for taking
Yeah.
me off the spot here with that one.
Because there's plenty of things, that we can look at and think, well, that would be great.
You don't have any plus sizes in these, so it makes it a little
Yeah.
different when I'm looking at them.
You've got a system.
That's a blazer shirt.
All right, so y'all feel like you found a couple of things, if not whole outfits, some
Yes.
items? Okay, well, let's do men first here. We're gonna start with Greg, and let's see what you've got.
Well, gotta stick with it.
Okay, first tell us what kind of job you think you'd be going
I'm taking computers on, computer programming and IT.
Okay, so computer programming, IT, so an office.
Something like an IT.
Right.
Yes, something like
Okay,
that.
IT help desk, so an office setting, right, okay.
The blazer and the pants, nice white shirt, or light blue
Okay.
shirt, maybe not quite a bright tie,
Right.
but I mean, look on it.
Okay, so look, Greg had a nice, easy catalog here, because he's got it all right on one page, right?
Or either-
With a
you
simple
got certain
shirt.
kind of shirts.
Right, right.
want to go a little lighter pants,
Right,
some of
right.
You can
Right.
order that, can't you?
Men have it so easy.
I did long, but got
But I would say it's totally fine to wear a bright tie. You know, what you want to wear is something that makes you feel good about yourself.
As long as it's
And
not
so-
one that's seen some people have these, well, same thing with lipstick, where you see the mouth before you see the rest.
Sure, right. But this I don't think would be bad.
Right,
This would
not
show
bad.
confidence, and this would show,
Just got some white stripes.
yes, yes. So that looks really nice. So, Trina, what you got for us? And tell me first what job you think you'd be looking at.
Well, I'm interested in going into the medical field as a medical assistant. Of course, there are a lot of flattery and stuff, but the interview will be relative.
Right. So you'd probably be wearing scrubs, right, as a job, if you're a
Exactly,
medical
something to that
assistant,
nature.
or, okay.
But, just to generalize some of the things, I think cost effective as well too. I think for women, finding a foundation for some of your pieces that you could do. I found a suit in here. It's a black suit.
Oh, that is nice.
And then you can pop it with different shirts.
Right.
Some little shirts with color like green or
Right,
blue
right.
or what have you. Then you
I
can
like that,
always
yeah.
go with can't go wrong with a white shirt. Or something to
Right.
that degree.
Right.
You can always style that up with a pair of pants. You know, since you bought the suit, you already got the pants.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Also, then you have a shirt with I guess, a type of jacket, sweater to go with it. It's like a
Yeah.
combo.
So kind of like maybe a little twin set, little sweater
go
set
with
kind of
what have
thing.
you.
Even, I mean, this whole outfit would be fine, you know,
Right.
with the skirt. It's not total boring,
And
you
it's not
know.
too flattery.
Right. It's not too busy, you know, it's still conservative and simple, especially if you keep, you know, a nice conservative shoe and hose. Good. Okay. Yeah, and that came from Talbot's, yeah, they're pretty easy for that kind of dressing. Let's see, what did you find?
Well, I've got two things.
Okay, and first, what kind of job? What
All
kind of
right,
job do you think
well-
you're going for?
I would love to be going for an accounting job,
Okay.
and I love photography. And when I grow up, I'm gonna be a designer. So,
Okay. So do you think sort of a job
I
in an
need
office
the
setting?
I need the $60,000 a year job first.
Okay, so job in an office setting?
Okay, well,
Maybe?
I like this.
Yeah, that's nice.
Nice.
And so, yeah, that's a little, and see, that's where your design interest
Yeah.
comes up, right?
Yes.
So, you say your name Glorietta, right?
It's Loretta, but
Loretta,
I'll
okay,
take
okay.
whatever you say.
And so, this is a little, you know, she mentioned being interested in a design job. You know, that's an artsy kind of area. And yes, you go in and just a plain boring black suit, that might not be enough, right? So again, this is kind of a nice example of know your audience, right? Know what you're looking for. But yeah, that's still a pretty conservative, tailored outfit, right? Even though it's a little, you know, more oomph to it. I wouldn't wear those shoes probably.
No, I ain't, but ain't no question about
Uh-huh.
that. Now this I like, but maybe with some kind of nice little jacket.
Yeah, there you go, good. So this is a nice little blouse with a nice length of a skirt. And I think you're right, you know, you often hear the third piece makes you more polished. So kind of add that jacket, that vest, something like that sweater to that. Good. That's cute too.
Yes, it is.
All right, Tammy, what job area do you think you'd be looking at?
Office manager.
Okay,
So I'm thinking this with a jacket.
yeah, great. Great.
Not too, I would say suit, but sometimes you can kind of be a little overbearing in a suit, so
Right.
something a little more
Jacket you got
trendy.
on.
Yes. Yeah, you can just pull out that.
That's it, see?
Good, or you could even put a jacket with a little pop of color on
Yeah.
that, right?
Mhm.
You know, even a red jacket if you know, you didn't have tons of jewelry on, you know, that could be
Right.
very nice. Great, okay, good. And I think, you know, in today's, you know, the standard black suit, whatever, that's not necessary in so many of today's
They don't
companies.
even wear that trimmers anymore.
Right.
It used to be you wore all black with trimmers.
Right, right.
They don't
you know, you do though need to know the setting where you're going. And it wouldn't be inappropriate to ask the person who calls you to set up the interview, how formal is the office, right? You know, if you have no idea, you know, are they gonna be there in sweatpants and flip-flops? Or are they wearing suits? And if they're in sweatpants and flip-flops, you're still not wearing sweatpants and flip-flops, but you might feel really weird in a three-piece suit, right? You might say, you know what, I'm gonna dress up, but not quite as up as I might have.
And they might feel a
Yes.
little weird too if you come there like that, when they are like,
Yeah, they might, you know. But this is kind of a slide of, I think, some things that you all had already mentioned, which is it okay to wear color? And of course, you know, because what you mostly want to be in is something you're comfortable in. So you don't want to be in something that is so uncomfortable, or that you feel so awkward in, or shoes you can barely walk in, or that are killing your feet. Because then you're thinking about that, right? You're not thinking about your great answers, your how to, you know, hear what they want. So, you know, any of these I think would be okay for most
I
jobs.
like the men now with the colored shirts, because back in the day, you didn't see men with colors.
Right.
You definitely didn't see them with no pink and no purple.
You know, if you're going for, you know, there are still, I'm sure, career fields. If you're an attorney and you're trying to get a job in a law office, then you probably need to err on the high side of business professional, right? But then again, depending on the office, this business casual look, which even, you know, depending on where you work, that might be as professional as anybody gets. And so you want to really kind of try to feel the place out. And kind of I think I have this saying later, but a rule of thumb would be you want to dress at least a half step higher than you might need to wear on the job. So if you're going to be working, let's say, in a factory, and you're going to be wearing junky clothes, well, you'd be okay probably going in there in polo and khakis, or a long sleeve shirt and khakis. Don't go in there in shorts and sneakers, even if that's what you're wearing every day. And so that I think is helpful to me when I think about that. You know, you think, what would I wear on the job? Let me step it up a little bit, but not way up, because you don't have to be dressed nicer than the boss, the owner of the place, right? Who may or may not be, you know, dressed up. But these are some more examples of things that are mostly okay. I would probably say all these sandals are not so great. But, you know, again, you can show a little personality. You know, you don't have to just be dead, right? But these, you know, get you a little bit more of some trendy things. But as we discussed, you know, neat, clean, coordinated. You know, lay it all out, practice it, give it a test run. Always be more conservative. If you're worried, is this outfit too revealing? Is this outfit too tight? Is this outfit too wild? Probably is, okay? If you're asking yourself that question, then you're probably concerned about it. And so select something else that may be more conservative than what you normally like to wear. But yet, again, you don't want to provide a distraction for the employer. You want them to focus on you and the great answers and work that you can bring to them. You can find some great things at Goodwill, Walmart. You don't have to break the bank, but you do need to invest the time. And so, you know, you want to spend some time kind of as you're thinking about, hey, I want to be on the job market 6 months from now. Well, if you're needing to shop at a place like a Goodwill or whatever, then you might go ahead and start looking now, because you may not go there and find the whole outfit in one day. You may go there and find a great blouse today, and then in 2 more weeks you say, oh, here's the perfect skirt to go with that. And then in another couple of weeks, my goodness, the pair of shoes you needed have shown up there in your size. But you know, that's kind of a difference, you know. But Walmart has dress clothes, you know, they have dress shirts, they have ties. They have at least khakis and probably other slacks, and they certainly have all those things for women as well. And the costs are not that high. You also don't need 20 great interview outfits, right? You really need 1, maybe 2. And if you feel like you want to have 2, let's say a place interviewed you twice, they could be things that could work together. Or you might have the same 2 basics and you switch the blouse, which gives it a different look. Or you switch out the shirt or the tie. I don't think they're gonna be judging you on the fact that, well, she wore the same outfit again.
She really needs a job.
Well, there is that as well, right? So, but do really make the effort on the interview. And when you go to the job fair, which I hope you all will do,
I love the job.
we've got one on Tuesday, November 15th, and, I'll have to say these, but, if you can, step up your appearance a little bit. It's not an interview necessarily, but this is not the day for your pajamas, right? Your sweatpants, come into the interview, because I will tell you the employers notice. Because after the job fair I did here in April, I had a number of employers answer a survey that I did, but several people made comments. The students weren't all as prepared as they seemed like they should be. Talk to them about what to wear. And so, I would of course rather students come to it, period. But if you want to make a great
If you
impression,
really want a job.
then step it up a little bit, because it's also the networking. You may not need a job for 6 months. You may want to finish your program first, but you might meet somebody now who's hiring when you're ready, and you will have made a positive impression. But I can tell you from a fact, and they'll follow up with me, they definitely notice. So I just popped into Goodwill just to kind of get a sense of, price points and that kind of thing. And it's overwhelming. There's so many things in there, but the prices are great. So shirts, blouses, less than
Sometimes you get
$4.
stuff that have never been worn.
Yes.
New stuff.
Yes, and some of it for sure is dated, but
I
most of
saw a
it
lady,
is pretty current.
like I was saying, I was at the food bank, and I wish that I could have got hold of the clothes, but she just pulled up as I was in there, and she said, "Do they take clothes here?" I said, "Yeah, I think so." I just talked to the lady inside, so she goes in there, the lady comes out, she opens her drawer, and I know she was from a rich neighborhood. She comes out with bags of things I can't wear. Nice suits and stuff. She was in there. I said, damn, excuse me. Welcome, I can't be wearing them sizes.
Yeah.
But,
And they carry all sizes at Goodwill. They have a big plus size section. They have, of course, the men's stuff and kids' stuff. These suits right here for men, $13.99, $14.99. If I needed a suit, I'd at least check there first. You may or may not find the size you need, but it could at least be a good place to start. Or maybe you had to buy your suit at a little more expensive place, but then you went here and you got some great shirts to go with it.
Those are men's things.
Yes.
I go all the time.
And a lot of people don't wear dress clothes so much anymore, so they're not necessarily going to be, they're going to be in pretty great shape when you find them there. These would be places, if I was thinking about where to go look, that aren't too expensive. Old Navy, while yes, they've got trendy stuff, they've got some stuff that's a little more tailored and depending on, again, the job. Walmart, Target, TJ Maxx. And then department stores, you may think, right, you may think, Kohl's is too expensive, but you go to their clearance racks, they've got stuff in there for a couple of dollars.
Well, Belgium used to be ladies, right? I think it's ladies.
Belgian ladies, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what Mom used to buy all that.
Yeah, the names on these have changed
Yeah.
considerably, but I wouldn't be afraid to say, well, I can never go look at, pennies because it's gonna be too high. Again, the sale racks, the clearance racks,
That's the first place I go.
and especially if you are, early on, hey, I'm gonna be looking for a job in May, well, go ahead and start looking. Right now, you're gonna see all that summer stuff, cheap, clearance, and get yourself ready in advance. But don't be afraid to kind of look at those places too, or, you could pair some of that stuff, with something you might find at Goodwill, or something that somebody might give to you. And, I think at this day and age, nobody really is that focused on single designers, or, everything I wear is this. Even the stars are shopping at Target and buying some basics and pairing them with expensive things. So you can do that too, right? And so I think, there's lots of great places to kind of look.
Only the young kids with no jobs wear the $100 shoes.
But there are, there's all, I guess I didn't put this on here, but I know there's consignment stores in town. I should add that for women, I know there, and then there's like that Pandora's Closet, and then,
Ross is a clearance store.
yeah, Ross,
Well, I'm trying to
Yeah.
open
So
up
that's
one
what you do,
myself.
yes.
I'm trying to do that. I do flea marketing.
Oh, good.
Yes.
And you know what, I need to add garage sales,
Yeah.
because honestly, adult clothes don't really sell very well at garage sales, so you can get them really low, I would suspect, yes, yes. And again, you know, but it's about the time, right? You know, if you got an interview tomorrow, then you just gotta go somewhere and pick a place. But Kohl's, you know, for instance, I know has always had lots of sales. They sell lots of their suit separates for women or pieces. So you don't have to get the whole set, you don't have to get, you know, all of that. So, but anyway, yeah, I need to add a few suggestions on here. But I found a little video that I thought we could watch that was a good summary. Okay, so research the culture. Looks like they have a celebratory. And that, you know, this is from Forbes, so take that back with a grain of salt, you know, you don't necessarily need a power suit here. But you don't want to be in pain, right? I'm not sure those are comfortable
None of
shoes.
those.
Some of these, I like the words, but not always what they put with the pictures, but, here they're talking about too, how important it is that, you know, your clothes are pressed and that they look neat, even if you never iron, like I never iron, but I would iron to go to job interview. Something looks wrinkled, right? Again, special occasion. And so try it out, right? Sitting, walking. If you have trouble sitting in it, it's probably not a good thing to wear on the interview, right?
That's in Dover fields, they won't let you out, you are not allowed to wear clothes in the
Right.
hospital, so you definitely don't
Right.
want to.
Even as a patient at
You don't
some
want to show up
places.
at
Yes.
the interview.
That's right, that's right. And we didn't really talk about body language and posture, but, you know, of course, stand up straight, present yourself positively. We did talk about eye contact and handshake. And this is something too that's important, you know, you want to let them know that they made the right hire, right? So you're professional on the interview, you want to be professional on the job.